At this time, we'd like to recognize any veterans or active military that are with us. Please give us a little wave. Let's give a round of applause for our active military.
I'm not active military. What are you talking about?
So very much for your service. All right, ladies.
Oh, yeah?
Put the ball in play.
Nice.
Some fun.
Fort Lewis, huh? Joint base. Yeah. Up there by SeaTac. Unfortunately, man, I wish we didn't. No. No, I can't hear you. You know why? You didn't have no man. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Bakersfield College. You're tuned in to the Bakersfield College Athletics page on YouTube. And we are covering live footage of Bakersfield College softball. The Lady Renegades taking on the Grossmont Griffins, and we got Lily Visser up in the circle with a 1-1 count to Elizabeth Stevenson. Now brings it to 2-1. Excuse me, 1-2. They called that last one a strike. Visser, off-speed pitch, up and away for ball number 2. Evens the count, 2-2. Renegades overall come into this game 13-16. They are 8-4 at home and have a 3-3 conference record as Visser gets a strikeout on Stevenson. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. And now you've got center fielder Valerie Hernandez stepping to the plate. Hernandez out of Fallbrook High School. She goes by Val, I guess, on the PA. 1 out. Visser, set, delivers. Swung on a miss, strike 1. Valerie coming into today's ball game, struggling a little bit, batting 138. 0-1 pitch. Bunt attempt, sent down to first base. Going to be covered over there at second. Alderete is able to retire Hernandez for the second out of the game. And now we've got number 13, Kaylee Bauer, coming to the plate.
Batting for the Griffins, the pitcher number 13, Kaylee Baher.
Kaylee Baher is how she goes by. She takes ball 1. She's the pitcher, the opposing pitcher to Visser. Visser delivers. Outside, strike 1. Evens count at 1 apiece. Baher at a Granite Hills High. Baher leading the team with a .387 average Third pitch she sees is outside. Now the count is 2-1. Baher has a couple of home runs, leading the team with 13 RBI. Got a slugging percentage of .520. So overall got a 1025 OPS. Pretty good for the number 3 hitter here. So we get a foul ball and strike 2 with 2 outs here in the first inning. Umpire is going to go ahead and walk that softball out to Visser. Give a little bit of time for Andrea Barajas to recover as she took that foul ball off the mask. So here we go. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Just getting started here in the top of the first inning. Visser taking a little bit of time to get her sign. Home plate umpire puts the game back into play, and Visser's pitch is up and in for ball 3. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on. Visser delivers outside, ball 4. Baher was able to draw the walk. That's going to bring up number 24, Cameron McDaniel. McDaniel, the shortstop for the Griffins.
1 on and 2 out, the shortstop, number 24, Cammy McDaniel.
She goes by Cammy. So the pitch to Cammy, inside, ball 1. Baher leading off first. Ball hitting the right field. Going to have an opportunity to throw her out at first. And it's going to be too late. Safe at first, so a base hit for McDaniel. Puts 2 runners on. So Visser has a little bit of traffic out on the bases. And Madison Loper is going to.
Number 12, Maddie Loper.
Madison Loper is going to come to the plate. Loper, the catcher. Called strike 1 on first pitch. Loper coming into the game batting .227. Doesn't have a big slugging percentage, .242. Only a double. Rest of her hits, the other 14 hits she has, all singles. Visser delivers. Swung on a miss. For strike number 2, 0-2 with 2 outs. And Visser has her third opportunity to get the third out of the inning here early. And the ball is swung on, driven into left field. This is going to get to the fence. Loper is going to have her second extra base hit of the season, and it comes at a perfect time as she drives in a run and puts 2 more runs in scoring position. 1-0 Griffins early in this ball game. And Visser was just kind of like tiptoeing through those after she got those first 2 outs. Gave up the walk and a couple of hits after that, and she's still in this inning. So now we've got Indy Beasley coming up, the first baseman. Beasley takes strike 1. And Visser has been getting ahead in the count. Didn't really fall behind too much except for the Baher walk, in which he actually did have a full count. Ball swung on, fouled back into the screen. So now we've got another 0-2 pitch. It's coming up for Visser. We'll see if she can actually close the door. We already have activity out in the bullpen for the Renegades. Coach Casey Goodman doesn't want to take any chances here as Visser delivers 0-2 high, ball 1, 1-2. Visser, 1-2 count, ball outside, just missed. Renegades dropped their game earlier today to Cuesta 4-3. Now Visser delivers and swung on and missed. Strike 3 to get the third out of the inning, but the Griffins pick up a run on 2 hits. They leave 2, and we're going to head to the bottom of the first. Grossmont 1, Lady Renegades coming up. Bottom of the first inning here at Bakersfield College. Renegades gave up a run to the Griffins in the top half of the inning. This is Alexi rolling up at the plate. Shortstop takes second pitch for a ball. Count is 2-0. Lexi batting .333. He's got leading the team with 3 triples. She does have some speed. .431 slugging, .361 on base percentage, and she's ball 3. 3-0 count from Baher. And 3-0 pitch lands for a strike. Renegade fans, not necessarily the biggest fans of that call right there, but it is 3-1 rolling. He's going to swing. High fly ball into right field. And the right fielder out there calls off. That's Elizabeth Stevenson calling off second baseman Heidi Villa. So with 1 out, we've got right fielder Maddie Ortiz wearing number 1 up there. Ortiz takes ball 1. 1-0 count from Baher. And we've got ball 2. So 2-0 count to Maddie Ortiz. Ortiz takes strike 1. So the count now at 2-1. Maddie Ortiz, a very capable right fielder, has been playing solid defense out there. Takes ball high, no swing as they check over to the first base umpire. Brings the count 3-1 now. And the pitch swung on, fouled off to the right side, loads up the count. Lexi Marquez standing on deck. And now we've got called strike 3 at the plate. So Baher gets the second out. And Lexi Marquez stepping to the plate. Lexi pretty much leading in all major categories. Lexi hitting .455, just a tick under Lily Visser in terms of batting average, but she takes ball 1, 1-0. She's leading the team with total hits. She has 40. She has 12 doubles. She also has a couple triples, has a home run, and leading the team in RBIs. And she sends one into left field, hugs the line, and she's going to get in a second with a 2-out double. Lexi Marquez just keeps rolling. And so now with 2 outs, we're going to have Lexi Martinez, a different Lexi, coming up to the plate. Trying to even the score here. Martinez is the designated player today. Lexia fouls it into the screen. Brings the count 0-1. .0 pitch, excuse me, 0-1 pitch. Now evens the count at 1-1. In on the hands, fouled back. So now it's going to be a 1-2 count. Left fielder playing way back for Grossmont. Medium depth for center and right. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Baher and the Griffins escape the threat from BC. No runs on 1 hit, they leave 1. As we head to the second inning, Griffins up 1-0 over the Renegades. We'll be right back. Top of the second here at Bakersfield College. Grossmont Griffins with a 1-0 lead early in the game. Bunt attempt pulled back, but it's a strike nonetheless. Got Jazz Regas, the left fielder, wearing number 2 up there. Got a heck of a braided ponytail out there. I thought Julian Wilson was the only one that had really nice hair out here. 1-1 count as the ball. Last pitch was a ball down in the dirt. Regas sends it up. Barajas is going to have a play, and she is able to haul it in for out number 1 here in the second inning. So we got to pop out to the catcher, and now we got Riley Vesco, the third baseman, number 19.
Batting third baseman, number 19, Riley Vesco.
Vesco out of El Capitan High. Vesco batting 121 on the season. 8 hits and 66 at-bats. Takes ball 1. Now on a 1-0 count. Swung and a miss. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Lily Visser got 2 quick outs in the first inning. Struggled to get that third out, but only gave up a run. And she stranded a couple of runners before the end of that inning as she delivers strike 2. 1-2 count to Vesco. Now the pitch to Vesco is fouled off and out of play. So we're going to have another 1-2 count with 1 out. So on 1-2 with 1 out, Vesco sends the ball into right field, and that's going to be hit right at right fielder Maddie Ortiz. And now we've got 2 outs. Grossmont comes a long way down from El Cajon, California. Ever been to El Cajon? Yeah. It's down there. According to Google, we've got some interesting alumni from Grossmont. You remember Achilles Smith, the bust quarterback for Cincinnati. Yeah, he's a Grossmont Griffin himself. As we got strike 1, swung on and missed. So 0-1 count. Quickly 0-2 now as Pruitt takes a called strike 2. So Lily looking for perfect inning. Ball 1 in the dirt to Pruitt. Pruitt, the designated player, batting .267. Hasn't had a whole lot of at-bats. 15 at-bats, has 4 hits, though. Pruitt gently hits the ball over to second base, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Perfect inning for Leslie Visser. We're going to head to the bottom of the second. Griffins leading 1-0. Welcome back to live coverage of Bakersfield College Renegades softball. Andrea Barajas, the catcher, flied out on the first pitch to center field. And now that's going to bring up Elizabeth Alderetti, the first baseman, who's also a heck of a pitcher and a golfer, if you didn't know. Ball one, taken by Alderetti. Alderetti takes strike one, evens the count. Alderetti at a Miramonte High, played for her dad, Manny Alderetti, for 4 years. Went out of town, came back, decided to play golf, and Coach Casey brought her off the driving range and decided to make her a softball player again as we get second strike, swung on and missed. Yeah, as we say later to Titan Tom Myers. Touchdown, Tom, when he's here at BC. Thanks for the technical help, Tom. Enjoy those smash burgers tomorrow. You get a 1 and 2 count. Make sure you get mayo on that. Liz Alderetti swings and misses at strike three. That's 2 outs. And Bauer is actually having a pretty good game for herself so far, only giving up that double to Lexi Marquez in the first inning. And now you've got number 4, Emily Hernandez, the center fielder, coming up. The 7-hitter today. And a bunt attempt to send over to Bauer. Bauer comes up with it on first pitch. And now we've got an out. Looks like it was an out because she stepped on first. It was a force out. Ball came loose, but nonetheless, that is out number 3. Very economical inning right there for Bauer. Only took 6 pitches to get out of the second inning. We're headed to the third. 1-0 Griffins. Top of the third inning here at Bakersfield College. Grossmont Griffins send up their leadoff hitter, Elizabeth Stevenson, to the plate with a 1-0 lead. She fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Struck out looking in the first inning. Lily Visser seems like she's settled in a little bit more. A little bit of a rocky first inning. Got out of it with only giving up 1 run. So we see ball 1. Evening the count. Strike 2 on the outside corner. So we've got a 1 and 2 count to Stevenson. Stevenson batting .367 on the year. Fouls the ball off, just gets over the netting here.
Don't worry about the foul balls. One of the DC players will come and grab it. Thanks, though. Appreciate it.
So 1-2 count to Stevenson. Ball outside, evens the count at 2 apiece. Stevenson out of Santana High School. Swings and fouls it back into the netting. We're going to do that 2-2 count once again. Ball sent into left field. It's going to be a tough play right there, and it was for the BC left fielder. Jennifer Padilla out there having a little bit of a hard time. It's got a little bit of a wind out here. We seen that in the baseball game a little bit earlier where that ball went over the left fielder's head for, for West LA.
West LA, yes.
So that's going to go down as a double for Stevenson. Now I've got a bunt. Sends it down to Alderete. Alderete turns around, tosses it over to first base for out number 1, but it advances Stevenson.
Bingo, 062, bingo number 062.
So with one out, you got Kaylee Baher stepping to the plate. Again, Baher leading the team in batting average, slugging, RBI, and she's today's starting pitcher. Ball 1 outside. So Visser's going to want to be really careful with Baher. Baher scored the only run so far of the game. Came after she drew a walk and was driven in by Loper. And a ball right back to Visser, who's able to snag it. Great catch right there. She wanted to flip it over to Lexi Marquez over at third to get a double play. But real heads-up base running by Stevenson. She froze as soon as she seen that line drive. Got right back to third base. So now, Cammie McDaniel, the shortstop, coming up. Cammie had a single in the first inning. She was stranded at third. And now she sends one into the gap, and that's going to get to the fence. Emily Hernandez gets to it pretty quickly. She's going to throw to second, have an opportunity getting it out there, but McDaniel's able to slide in safe with an RBI double. So Stevenson will score, making it 2-1 Griffins here in the third inning.
RBI double by McDaniel brings up the catcher, number 12, Maddie Loper.
And now Maddie Loper coming up. She had an RBI in the first inning. Now she sends it up. This is going to be trouble, kind of in no man's land. And wow, what a catch right there by Maddie Ortiz. Was able to go down to her knees to go grab that. So that ends the inning. But the Griffins get a run off of a couple of hits. They leave a runner. We're going to head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Grossmont. Bottom of the third inning here at Bakersfield College. Renegades down 2-0 to the Griffins. We got Lily Visser, the pitcher, coming up. Visser batting .462. leading the team. 6 for 13 so far this year. She takes ball 2, 2-0. She's got a slap hitter style. She's walking up into the batter's box. She takes strike 1. 2-1 count. Bar sends ball high, so it's now 3-1. So now ball 4 outside, and Visser draws herself a walk. Visser can also run. So we'll see how it goes here.
Walk for Visser brings up the second baseman, William 0. Bella Harrison.
So now we got Bella Harrison coming up. Harrison also from the left side. Kind of that slap hitter style as well, too. She's walking up into the batter's box. Takes ball 1. Ball 2 now. Baher having a little bit of a hard time finding the strike zone so far. Harrison definitely has some speed. Batting .359. Has 6 stolen bases to lead the team. Ball inside. Had to duck out of the way. And Baher only throwing 1 strike so far. 7 balls. Now ball right down the middle for strike 1. 3-1 count. Harrison takes ball 4 upstairs, and so 2 straight walks. And we flip the lineup over to Lexi Rowland. Now we've got a conference at the Grossmont's head coach is going to be heading out there to have a word with his pitcher, letting her know she's still pitching with a lead. So pretty cool thing that they're doing down below us, Julian, is they're playing bingo, softball bingo today.
Down there.
Yeah. So everybody in the crowd has a bingo card, and for every out, they call a number. Prizes to be won. So Lexi Rowland stepping to the plate for the second time today. Fly it out to right field, and now she drops a bunt. She's going to get the runners over. A low throw dug out by baseman Heidi Villa over there. And with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position, we now have Maddie Ortiz striding to the plate.
Number 5. Sacrifice bunt by Rowland brings the right fielder number 1, Maddie Ortiz.
Maddie Ortiz with a strikeout looking in her first at-bat. Takes ball 1 upstairs. A little interesting that they decided to bunt. I know it's a bunt situation for Lexi in that last at-bat, but Baher was having a real hard time finding the strike zone as she finds it right there. Evens the count 1-1. Ball fouled back into the screen. Now we've got a 1-2 count with 1 out. Maddie's just trying to get something into the outfield. Hopefully a long fly ball. She's got good wills over there with Visser at third. Ball fouled again into the screen. So if she gets it somewhere in the outfield, a good opportunity for Visser to help herself out and get a run across. But we do have Lexi Marquez in the on-deck circle. She's been an RBI machine this year. Get a ball sent over to shortstop. Not sure exactly why both of those runners weren't going. Well, now we got a situation where Visser is caught now in a rundown. And now she's going to be tagged out, and just not a real smart play right over there. That ball is hit up the middle. Typically what you see there, Julian, the ball hit up the middle into the hole of the shortstop, automatically that runner goes.
Right, exactly.
And she didn't go. So now you've got Lexi Marquez striding in the plate, and you got to hope that Leslie's going to get help out from her third baseman here. Try to tie the score or possibly even it up here.
You know, and you got to work those scenarios out in your head before you step on the field.
100%.
You really do.
As Marquez fouls the first pitch back. Yeah, these are things that have been worked on several times.
Right.
You know, in practice what they do is you'll have a coach usually standing at home plate hitting ground balls, and you'll have your runners over at third to react and have the shortstop out there. See what she does. Marquez sends it high into right field. Gets into the sun, but it's going to be hauled in by right fielder Liz Stevenson, and that will end the threat for the Renegades. No runs, no hits, no errors, but they leave 2 as we head into the top of the 4th. 2-0 Griffins. Top of the 4th inning here at Bakersfield College. 2-0 Griffins. Leslie Visser still out there in the circle, delivers strike 1 to Indy Beasley, who's leading off the 4th. Wearing number 88 and playing first base today. You would think that with that number she'd be playing wide receiver for the Cowboys. She sends the ball in the left center field. Out there is left fielder Bella Harrison, who brings it in for out number 1. And with 1 out, we have Jazz Regis coming up to the plate. Jazz again with an impressive ponytail out there. She swings and fouls off the first pitch into the back screen.
You know, we were talking about hair the last the last game.
That's
How
right.
do you manage all that hair?
With a lot of shampoo.
Jeez.
And conditioner. Just a lot of product. 0-1, 1 out. Visser delivers. Strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. Riga's got a little height to her, 5'10", out of Chaparral High. Chaparral High out in North County area down in San Diego. Once upon a time, I played in a tournament in Las Vegas. Didn't get to play Chaparral, but they were out there. She sends it in the screen, foul. Count remains 0-2 with 1 out. Visser, 0-2 pitch. Ball just outside. Got the Boo Birds out here in the stands. They didn't like that call. And again, we congratulated men's tennis during the baseball broadcast. We want to remind everybody to congratulate them as you get Regas, who grounds it over to shortstop, and a great play, but ball is dropped at first by Liz Alderetti. Lexi Rowland really made a tough play up the hole. It's going to go as a base hit for Regas. And now Riley Vesco, the third baseman, is going to be stepping to the plate. She flied out to right field in her first plate appearance back in the second inning. Now Visser delivers. And Regas is going to get herself a stolen base on the first pitch. Ball swung on and missed by Vesco. You know, Julian, I'm around a whole lot of softball with my daughter playing over at Garces, and so I get to call those games for PA, and I get to hear all the chants that they have. Sometimes these college girls still have chants. I should say college women still have these chants. You got 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike number 2. But anytime they, you know the movie Cars, the animated movie, right? In the lead character, the main character in that movie is Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen.
And his thing is that he would say when he was speeding off would be ka-chow. Swung on a miss, strike 3 to Vesco, and we've now got 2 outs with a runner on second. But when anytime a girl will steal a base, sometimes the dugout will say, "Is that Lightning McQueen?"
Really?
And then somebody goes, ka-chow.
You got to love high school.
Oh, man, I love the chants are some of my favorite when it comes to softball. That's awesome. Now, ball's weakly hit to Lexi Rowland, who picks it up into the air. Gets out number 3 to end the top of the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Renegades trailing 2-0 against Grossmont. Bottom of the 4th inning here at BC as you get Lexi Martinez, who grounds out to second base on the first pitch. And the one thing's for sure, they're making Baher's job a little easier when they're not taking first pitch. She really hasn't thrown first pitch strike to very many of these Renegade hitters so far this year. And I think that's what Coach Casey is talking to her about, saying, okay, what are we doing swinging that first pitch? Especially she's having a little bit of a struggle. And, of course, first pitch to Barajas is ball 1. Now Barajas sends it into left field, but it is way foul. Another one of those chants that they say in softball. When a foul ball hit hard like that, say, "She hit it. Yay, to the fence. Yay." But it was foul. Aw. But it was foul. Aw.
Is that like a rule you have to chant?
It's not a rule, but I tell you what, the camaraderie in the dugout is awesome.
Okay.
When they're doing that, so we appreciate it. Ball 1 outside. Brings the count to 1-2 to Barajas. Barajas got some power numbers coming into this game. Leading the team with 2 home runs. Leading the team in RBI, but she swings and misses at strike 3 right there. So with 2 outs, we now have Liz Alderetti stepping to the plate. Alderete batting 162. Does have a home run, has 8 RBI. Takes strike one. She struck out in the second inning in her last at-bat.
First baseman number 16, Liz Alderete.
Bauer gets set, rocks and delivers. Ball one high. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Sun's starting to set here in Bakersfield. Really nice weather once that sun starts to go down.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's really. I don't think it got to 100 today, so that's good. I was concerned.
Right. I mean, we had to be concerned. What was it, last week? It got to 98.
Yeah.
In March. 1-2 count. Ball high. Evens the count at 2 apiece. We got deuces wild. A lot of twos up there on the scoreboard, Julian. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Griffin's leading 2-0. 2-2 pitch high. Loads the count. 3-2 with 2 outs. Here we go, full count. Payoff pitch. Ball high. Alderete works herself a walk. With 2 outs and a runner on first, Emily Hernandez, the center fielder, steps to the plate. Hernandez grounded out weakly to Bauer in the second inning. She's 0 for 1. Hernandez batting .263, has 14 RBI. 6 doubles and a triple so far on the year, and we got a foul ball. Umpire decides to go back and retrieve that foul ball, give the catcher a little bit of a breather. She took one right to the mask off that foul ball. Ran into Coach Goodman before the game, and she was talking to the home plate umpire today. They were talking over how sometimes some of these coaches try to get a leg up on the rules when it comes to how girls pitch, how girls hit. You'll see a lot of girls crowding the plate, getting their feet right up on the line. A lot of times the girls will even wipe out the line so that this way the umpire doesn't see it. 0-1 pitch, ball high. Evens count at 1 apiece. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. Griffin's up 2-0. Liz Alderete drew a walk. She stands at first. 1-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Brings the count to 1-2. Goodman, Coach Goodman over there, not necessarily too pleased with Hernandez swinging out a pitch, probably around her shoulders. 1-2 pitch. Driven down the line, but it is foul just to the left of the third base bag. So we'll have another 1-2 count with 2 outs. But a lot of these umpires work a lot of club softball all over the state as well. A lot of tournaments. 1-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Bauer gets out of the inning once again. Puts up another 0. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Head to the 5th inning, 2-0 Grossmont. We'll be back with the 5th inning.
outfielder, number 1,
Top of the 5th inning,
Elizabeth Stevenson.
Elizabeth Stevenson, the leadoff hitter for the Griffins, steps to the plate with a 2-0 lead for Grossmont. Lily Visser still out there in the circle. 1-1 count. Had some shout-outs in the middle of the inning here. Ridgeview Wolf Pack varsity softball is here as we get a foul ball. Brings the count to 1-2. We also have BCHS's softball team here as well. And I do see a former teammate of mine as well, Julian, and we're going to talk a little bit about him.
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to bug him a little bit as we get ball 2 in the dirt, 2-2. He is a Hall of Famer here at Bakersfield College. He was inducted a couple of years ago as we get foul ball. Count remains 2-2, nobody out. A former draft pick of the Baltimore Orioles. Spent about 8 seasons in the minor leagues with various teams and went to independent ball. As we get ball 3 just on the outside part of the plate. Then he went independent ball down in Texas, was a personal catcher for Roger Clemens when he was making his professional comeback. And then he went to go and work as a bullpen coach and scout special advisor to a lot of Hispanic players for the Washington Nationals, and that is Octavio Martinez down there. As we get a walk to Stevenson to start off the 5th inning, and now we got Val Hernandez coming to the plate. Hernandez has grounded out to the first baseman both times today. Now she's going to bunt once again. This ball is going to get foul. Get a little collision down there between Alderetti and Hernandez. So 0-1 count. Hernandez, open stance, probably looking to bunt once again, and she squares away around, gets it over to Lexi Marquez. Marquez flips it over to second baseman Bella Harrison. Runner advances over to second. We've got 1 out. Visser with a heads-up play, being able to cover third base for Marquez. So now pitcher Kaylee Baher comes up to the plate. Baher 0 for 1, has a walk, scored a run, hit a line drive right back to Visser in her last at bat in the 3rd inning. First pitch is a ball. Count 1-0. Stevenson standing over at second base. Baher fouls it into the screen. Evens count at 1 apiece. Visser gets a called strike 2. Visser, the only out-of-area player here for Coach Goodman's team. Maranatha Christian High School down in San Diego in the area of Grossmont. Baher fouls it off. So now Visser with a 1-2 count. Pitches it way outside. Trying to get Baher to chase. Evens the count at 2 apiece. One out here in the top of the fifth. 2-0 Griffins. Pitch once again on the outside part of the zone. Too far outside. Loads up the count. 3-2 to Baher. I don't think Coach Casey really wants Visser messing around with a base open. Now we've got a pitch on the outside corner once again. Ball 4. And again, nobody really hurt in that situation. You got one out. Now you set up a force out at all 3 bases. So now it looks like we're going to have a runner for Baher, likely to be re-entering the game after she gets taken out for a runner. It looks like that pinch runner there for the Griffins is going to be number 4, Leilene Quirino. Did you get that, Julian? He said 4 for 13. I don't know if you heard that.
I did hear it.
Yeah, he said, yeah, it's pretty loud, man.
I'm sitting right here.
Yeah. That guy must be a teacher. He's got a teacher voice.
Yes.
I know some teachers.
You know, half the time he's talking over music, so I understand.
So first pitch is dropped out there in right field. Ball's going to be sent in, and we got to play at the plate. But it's going to be safe. It looks like they're going to say that that's a fair ball. A couple people out here are saying it was possibly foul, but where she touched the ball, where her feet were, she was in play, so that's going to go down as an error. So no RBI for Cammie McDaniel. So now Maddie Loper's coming to the plate. She had an RBI double in the first inning. Called strike 1. And I may have jinxed her a little bit. I don't know if I jinxed the Renegades when Loper really didn't have only but one extra base hit coming into the game, and she got a double in the first inning, driving in a run. So now we got an 0-2 pitch.
Didn't have anything to do with you. So
right. That's what a lot of people will say is, it
has nothing to do with you.
Has nothing to do with me.
That's right.
A guy that I've been listening to for quite a while. I'm a Dodgers fan.
Yes.
Former Dodger great, Rick Monday, who's a broadcaster for the Dodgers. We get strike 3, swung on a miss by Loper, and we got 2 outs. 3-0 Griffins here in the top of the 5th inning. So Rick Monday. So it's a thing in baseball where they say, when there's a no-hitter going on, you don't say anything.
Right.
Because you're going to jinx the pitcher.
The superstition.
So, right. It's a superstition thing. Rick Monday goes, it has nothing to do with me. I'm going to tell everybody what's going on.
That's right.
This way we can root them on.
That's right.
So, anyhow, that's my little take on it, was we get ball 1.
That's perfect. I mean,
Indy Beasley stepping up. Beasley flied out to left field in her last at-bat. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Yeah, 2 outs here in the 5th. The ball sent into left field. We're going to get a play, possibly at the plate. No, cut off. Carino is going to get tagged out over at third. Great play right there by Leslie Visser, who was the cutoff to home. Carino took too hard of a turn on that single and gets thrown out at third base to end the inning. 1 run on a few hits for the Griffins. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. Renegades chasing 3 runs, and Coach Goodman is talking to him over there in front of the dugout. We're going to be right back here for the bottom of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th here at Bakersfield College. Renegades trailing Grossmont 3-0. Second game of the day for the Lady Renegades. They lost earlier to Cuesta. Cuesta's already on their way back to San Luis Obispo. Kaylee Baher re-enters the game. She was taken out for a pinch runner, and that pinch runner ended up getting thrown out. Leslie Visser sends it into left field. Tough play right there for Regas. She was coming in. That ball was kind of doing some funny things in the air, but she was able to come up with the out. So with one out, we've got Bella Harrison stepping to the plate. Harrison drew a walk in her first plate appearance in the 3rd inning. Second baseman for the Renegades comes in, batting .359. Again, speedy second baseman. She fouls the ball off, slap style, over towards the dugout. Evens the count, 1 apiece with 1 out. Ball sent. Oh, and a great catch there by the shortstop, number 24, Cammie McDaniel. So 2 outs. Lexi Rowland going to try to get a 2-out rally started here. Rowland flied to right in the 1st inning. Dropped the sacrifice bunt down in the 3rd. She takes strike 1. It's a count 0-1 from Baher. And the ball is flied into left field. Regas under it and retires the side. Perfect inning for Baher. And we're going to be going into the 6th inning. Griffins still with a 3-0 lead. So here we go. We are here in the 6th inning here at Bakersfield College. Renegades down 3-0. Jackie Regas leading off for the Griffins. Got a good shout out for my man Octavio Martinez down there. Regas fouls strike number 1 back into the netting. One-on-one count to Regas. She put away 2 outs in left field in the bottom part of the 5th inning. Rigas sends it up the middle. She's going to have a base hit. Nice diving attempt by Roland. Emily Hernandez gets it in. Second hit of the game for Rigas.
Big time on the shortstop, Roland. Put a base hit up the middle for Rigas. Brings up third baseman, number 19.
So now third baseman Riley Vesco, wearing number 19, steps up to the plate. Vesco flied to right, struck out, and she fouls this one off as Rigas looking for her second stolen base today. She's going to have to go back, getting her cardio in again, like we said in the baseball game.
Well, she's not making any bones about it. She gets on base, she's going to steal.
Right. Well, she's got that leg guard over there as well, too, on that left leg. It just tells you right there she wants to steal. Quick, fast. 0-1 count. She does not go this time. Looks like she was going. Ball up, 1-1. She looks fast.
Yes.
1-1 count. Bunt over to Visser. Visser sends it over to first, and now we've got basically a wheel play right there for Rigas, and fantastic execution right there as you get the bunt from Vesco planted perfectly, and it allowed for Rigas to go all the way from first to third.
You know, and as soon as you said she was fast, here's the bunt. She just took off. She was going to third no matter what.
Right.
She was already rounding second.
Right.
Wow.
No doubt about it. And when we got a pitcher that's going like Baher, you're not really worried about running into an out there, especially when you got Rigas. You're going to take some chances. Force them to make a play. So Grossmont looking for their second win today. Their 2:30 matchup earlier today against Cuesta, they ended that in 6 innings, 11-1. So BC looking to at least get a win here. They can't be the only 0-2 team in this little series. He's got a ball just poked above Lexi Marquez's head, in for a single. Rigas comes in to score. It is now 4-0 Griffins, as Pruitt was able to deposit that. Just touched grass over there. It's a great RBI single right there. So now it looks like Heidi Villa, number 15, is probably going to come in and run for Kylie Pruitt, which would likely mean that Heidi Villa is most likely, if the rules are the same way, Heidi's probably going to stay in the game to hit for herself now. She was getting DH'd for.
Your pitch, please, entering the game at first base, the flex player, number 15, Heidi Vila. RBI single by Pruitt, kicks to the top of the lineup. The right fielder, number 1, Elizabeth Stevenson.
So now Stevenson steps up to the plate. Stevenson scored a couple of runs so far today. Stevenson overall 1 for 2 today, with a walk, couple runs scored. She takes ball 2. Visser really working out there. They had somebody warming up in the bullpen earlier in the game, but nobody else warming up right now. So it looks like Visser's going to have the rest of this game. Down 4-0. Visser delivers a 2-0 pitch high and inside for ball number 3. Now we get strike one in there. Count is 3-1 with one out. Be really nice if Visser could get a ground ball here from Stevenson. Possible double play action. Ball in the dirt for ball 4. Villa was going, but does not get credited for the stolen base, as that was ball 4. Now we've got timeout on the field. Barajas wants to go out and talk with Visser and the rest of the defense. So even though it is spring break here on campus, Lady Renegades are not on break. They still got to play. And just as I said, they had somebody warming up, and maybe Visser was going to go the rest of the way. Looks like they're going to have Visser come out of the game.
Yeah, though we didn't see anyone warming up, I guess, we're going to go ahead and
Yeah, we're going to have Cassidy Torres
step in.
come out and pitch the rest of the way. It's a nice round of applause for Leslie Visser. Cassidy Torres coming into the game. Second most innings so far behind Lexi Martinez. Got a 4.28 ERA, 3 wins, 4 losses. And in 50 innings. So she's going to pitch. Visser's going to stay in and hit and continue to hit. But Cassidy is going to continue to be the defensive player. Cassidy out of Shafter High. Another freshman. I'll tell you, we got the youth movement here between baseball and softball. A lot of freshmen that are getting some good time here, both for Coach Goodman and Coach Townsend over on the baseball side.
Please, entering the game, taking over in the circle for Visser, number 20, Cassidy Torres.
So Stevenson on first, Pruitt at second. With one out, Valerie Hernandez steps to the plate. Hernandez 0 for 1, has a couple of sacrifice bunts so far today. Takes ball 1. Now we have a 1-0 count with 1 out. We have 2 Hernandezes playing center field today. Valerie for Grossmont, Emily for BC. That'd be like if they had a production director at Grossmont with the last name Wilson.
I don't follow you, but you clear me up. Wow.
Sometimes you got to teach equivalencies, as we get a foul ball. 2-2 count with 1 out.
Make me understand. You're a history teacher, right?
I teach pretty much all subjects. I am what they consider an educational specialist, which I work with students with learning disabilities. So we reteach the classes that they may have had a tough time passing their first time around. We get ball 3, so you got a 3-2 count from Torres to Hernandez. But we do teach that. It's analogies. We get a foul ball behind the Grossmont dugout. So they've got a Hernandez playing center field. We have a Hernandez playing center field. Like I said, we have a broadcast director last name Wilson. What if Grossmont has a broadcast director named Wilson? That'd be interesting. Wow. Ball hit it into the right center field gap. This one's going to reach the fence. Hernandez is going to track it down. She gets it into second base, and a 2-out double for Valerie Hernandez, and she breaks open this game. It is now 6-0 Griffins. Stevenson came all the way around from first base to score. Pruitt scores. Excuse me, not Pruitt. Villa came in to run, so she scores. She gets credited for the run scored. 6-0 here in the top of the 6th. 1 out, and now you've got Baher coming up. The last time Baher was walked, and it looked like they were basically pitching around her, which they might do again here with first base open. Cammie McDaniel on deck, but she's also very dangerous as we get strike 1. Baher, 0-for-1, has 2 walks. Has a run scored. Said she was lifted for a pinch runner last inning, and now she bangs one into left field. She gets just past the left fielder for BC, and she has herself her first hit of the game. Big hit right there for Baher. It is now 7-0 Griffins after 2 straight doubles. Griffins have 4 hits so far in this inning. Renegades only have 1 hit overall today.
And I don't know. I mean, been a long day. No one tries to make excuses or anything, but it seems like they're a little bit on their heels.
Right.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and this is a tough thing about being a college athlete is that, and you know this as well. A lot of these girls have friends of theirs who were out on spring break. They're visiting their families. They're taking trips out to the beach. They're doing all kinds of things, yet these ladies have to stay here at home. They're in the cage. They're playing games. You know, they could be at the beach. We get strike 2. So 0-2 count with 1 out to Cammie McDaniel.
You know, and they're not just hanging out. They're actually working hard.
100%.
They're practicing. You may come out to a practice and they're just throwing the ball back and forth. They're working hard.
So McDaniel sends it over to Harrison. Harrison was not able to come up with that play. She just laid that. So error for Harrison. And I'll tell you, with Coach Casey going out there to meet with her defense, I'm really not envying those girls right now.
No.
Not only are they not on spring break, but they've got to
Looking for something to do over spring break?
Well, Coach Casey, and I know Coach
right.
Casey. And
she is a passionate person.
She is a great coach.
Great coach.
So you know what great coaches do.
Right. Right. But sometimes, you know, as a player, you got to take your medicine.
Yep, got to take it.
You know, and but you can't get mad at the doctor for giving you that medication.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So, good teaching moment out there. Right now, down 7-0. I mean, we're not giving up on this game, but in this situation, at least what Coach Goodman's trying to tell her girls out there, we're still working on something. We still got to have pride out there.
That's right.
You know, you got a lot of people here coming to watch you. Coach Casey, not only does she give like this gesture to kind of circle her face, but she also points over to the dugout, because what she says is, I'm just guessing. Let's change how we're looking out there. Let's change our body language, because I tell you, I've got girls in there who've got good body language right now in the dugout that want to come out here and play.
And you make the point. Let's change the language. That's what we got to do. Change the language.
Yep. So Loper coming to the plate. Loper attempts at a bunt, does not lay it down. We get a stolen base by McDaniel. Loper had an RBI double in the first inning. Flied out to right, struck out. She sends this ball up the middle, and this is going to drive in another run. Emily Hernandez comes up with it. Flings it in to Torres, but not before Loper gets her second RBI of the game. I tell you what, if you're a Madison Loper fan, you're really enjoying this for her. She came in today kind of scuffling. Only batting .227. And now it looks like we're going to have some substitutions here.
And maybe another pitcher.
Yep, looks like there's going to be another pitcher for sure with this game now at 8-0. So we're going to find out who this new pitcher is here. "12 for 20 is what we hear from our umpire.
And we missed the first game, so we don't know who pitched in the first game.
Right. So we've got number 12, Eva Velasquez, coming in.
For Grossmont. To run for Looper, number 5, Alexis Martinez.
So Alexis Martinez coming in to run for Loper. Eva Velasquez coming in to pitch for the Renegades. Velasquez is one of those big things coming in small packages, 5'1" out there. But if we've seen something in Renegades athletics, is that you can't have special things in small packages. There's 2 guards that we had on our women's basketball team this year that were fantastic.
Yes.
And each of them 5'1" and 5'2" respectively. And I think that was probably even giving them a little bit of a boost. Danica Tolentino, 5'3",
Yes.
that we had out there. And Mia Samaniego, 5 foot from McFarland. And they would run things out there.
But the way they would shoot that ball behind the three-point line, they almost made it look like a layup.
That's right. So now Beasley steps to the plate. Beasley, 1 for 3, had a single in her last at bat. But that single ended up ending the inning. And how did it do that? Well, it was a good relay from Padilla into Visser, who Visser was the cutoff person in the infield, and she ended up throwing out Carino at third base. We got ball 1, now ball 2, 2-0 count, 8-0 Griffins. 9th batter of the inning for the Griffins. Jazz Regas led off the inning with a single. She's standing on deck. 2-0 pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. But either way, it's nice to be back on the live stream here on YouTube. I know we have been live streaming the games. Haven't had a whole lot of commentary. Now we get another hit into the outfield. Emily Hernandez was not able to come up with it. Otherwise, she probably would have had a force out at second. But that's just one of those things that these errors have, even though that one won't be counted as an error, that's going to be counted as a single. Those are things as a pitcher you're thinking, okay, I did what I had to do to get a weak contact, possibly get an out. Nonetheless, it is now 9-0 as Cammie McDaniel came in to score on that. RBI credited to Beasley. Jazz Regas fakes the bunt, pulls it back, 1-0 count.
Yeah, not a good sign when we're batting around the players here.
No.
Wow.
And again, you might be thinking, okay, 9-0, why are they bunting? Well, mercy rule. Grossmont is about 3 hours and 45 minutes from here. They want to get home as quickly as possible. So if they're able to cut this game off by about 10, 15 minutes by eliminating the 7th inning and getting a mercy rule, then they're going to try to do that. 1-1 count to Regas. 1 out. 1-1 count. The pitch from Velasquez sent into center field. Hernandez under it. She's able to catch it. But the runner advances. That's Martinez. Goes second to third. Beasley stays right where she's at. And now we got Vesco coming to the plate. Vesco had a sacrifice bunt. 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Velasquez delivers first pitch. Called strike one. Velasquez delivers. Ball hit up the middle, and it's going to be tag out by Rowland. And that'll do it for the 6th inning. So that inning was long. 6 runs off 6 hits. They leave 2 runners on. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Renegades down 9-0. Top of the 6th inning, and we get a bunt base hit from Maddie Ortiz to lead off the 6th inning. And one of the things that you were hearing from the coaching staff in front of the dugout was, this is gut check time, ladies. And here it is. They're going to see if they get some pride here. They don't want to get mercy ruled. Lexi Marquez stepping to the plate, the biggest bat in the lineup for Coach Goodman. Ball one outside. Her high school coach, Kelly Olson, is in attendance today. Kelly, former Bakersfield College Renegade baseball player back in the mid-'80s. And Marquez sends it into center field. That's going to be caught. Got it on her hands just a little bit. That'll be the first out of the inning. Ortiz retreats back to first, and now you've got Lexi Marquez coming to the plate. Or Lexi Martinez, excuse me.
Fly out to Hernandez. Brings up the pitcher, number 12, Ava Velasquez.
So Velasquez is actually going to be the one that's going to be in to hit for herself. She came in to pitch. Visser ended up staying in to hit for herself as a designated player, and then we get strike one. So evens the count at 1 apiece. Strike two. And Bauer is doing a fantastic job. She's only given up 2 hits so far today. The double to Marquez, bunt single in this inning. And now strike 3 high, but swung on and missed. And now we got Andrea Baraja stepping to the plate. The catcher is 0 for 2 today, has a fly out and a strikeout. The Baraja sends it into left center field. And it's going to get down for the third hit of the game for the Renegades. So Barajas has herself her first hit of the game. And that brings up Liz Alderetti. Alderetti's had some good contact so far today, but nothing to get straightened out.
You know, Robin, that was a great hit, but that was also a great stop in center field. She turned her glove around, and because that could have went right.
She almost overran it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, or essentially, overran it or underran it or whatever it may be.
But I mean, it could have went to the fence, and they'd have got more bases on it. So
yep,
she did it. That was a good defensive job.
Fantastic defensive job. Now you've got Jada Quezada coming in to pinch run for Andrea Barajas. I got to imagine that Quezada is probably only in 2 run. I don't think she's going to be back there to catch for Barajas. So now Liz Alderetti, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Alderetti looking to get something going for herself here. Takes strike 1. 0-1. Off-speed pitch, too high, ball 1, 1-1. Approaching that golden hour here in Bakersfield. As you get ball outside, brings the count to 2-1. Sun setting in the west side of town.
Yeah.
It's always a good sight to see from the Dameron deck. We were talking about how we'll be getting a football before you know it. Alderetti sends it over to short. And that's going to be the third out of the inning. And that'll do it. Mercy rule is in effect. 8 runs after 6 innings. So 9-0. Grossmont will take it. Want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's game. We've got a few things coming up this coming week for softball. They do have 2 games this week, even though it is during spring break. If you guys have some opportunities to get out here, come on, join us. It is free entry. They've got Glendale on Tuesday, LA Valley on Thursday, and then they won't be back onto the field until the 7th of April on the road after Easter. So if you have an opportunity to come out and join us here for some good Bakersfield College softball, come on out, see them play against the LA Valley Monarchs on Thursday, Glendale on Tuesday. Julian, it's been a good day today.
Yeah, it's been a great day. It's good to see you on a Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're few and far between, but we got some other seasons that are coming up where we'll be seeing each other every weekend. So
absolutely. And again, want to give a shout out to everybody who got us back onto the air. Here, Carly Flowers, who I seen here earlier, our interim athletic director. Annalisa Kronquist is always out here, busting her tail, trying to make sure that she gets everything in order.
Ayana, I believe, was out here.
Yes.
Ayana Tweedy.
We had Ayana. I didn't see Ayana, but
yeah,
I know she was out here.
Yeah, she was out here.
So I've got to thank our interim athletic director, Ayana Tweedy. Tom Myers came out here to help out Gio. You know, trying to get our perfect shot that we ended up getting out in center field. So that was amazing. So good work to all of our technical crew. And, again, another shout-out to my man Kenny Calvin, if he gets an opportunity to watch this all the way through. I know we had a chance to see each other at the donut run. We didn't run it. His son ran it, and my wife and daughter ran it. And so we had a chance to catch up. So for Julian Wilson, for everybody else here at Bakersfield College, we thank you for tuning in. Renegades fall to Grossmont 9-0. We hope you guys have a rest of the week, a good rest of the week, and a fantastic spring break holiday if you're on it. Thank you once again for being a part of this. God bless and good night.